Well, hello internets, here we are, a little bit of a video. Well, the selling endeavor of 2023 has been so far a success. I have sold a lot of the larger items that I had kicking around that were kind of just disposable. I got a few of the smaller items sold that I had listed, and all of this in the beginning was brought together to raise money to fix the Jayco, to potentially have a week or two camping out, pay for fuel, food and stuff like that while you're on a bit of a short driving camping kind of adventure. The selling thing has been an experience again this year. I don't remember it being this hard in the past, but you can kind of understand the way the economy is. Everybody's trying to get the best bang for the buck, evaluating things to make sure that they're a good purchase before buying them, or seeing whose item is better than the next person's item, and then making a choice for there. It helps too to have not a emotional attachment to some of these items, that they're just an item. It served its purpose for a few years, and now it's time to let them go. I do have a lamp that was my dad's for like 20 years. However, when it got moved the last time, the wonderful movers broke the lamp in half. So I had to, patch it together to make it work the last couple of years. One of the only things that I owned at that time that was important, the movers just happened to break that one item. Now that I know where I'm heading, and I see the room size that I'm heading to, I was able to list some more items that I once held as essential, or what do you want to call it, for my comfort, for my use, and sell them too. Letting the bookcase go, and letting the computer desk go, letting the nightstand go, and my one workbench go, and my deep freeze, among other things, go. And the leather love seat is still listed for sale. I haven't had any bites on it, so I keep lowering the price a bit, but there's no one that is willing to come get it. Is leather no longer desirable like it once was? Everybody's sitting around, their skin sticks to the leather, so now they think it's gross, or whatever the trend of the time is. It's kind of nice when you do sell something. It brings instant cash into your pocket, cash you didn't have, cash that is basically newly found. It is money you did spend, money you did put out, so it's not income like you worked for it. It allows you to potentially pay off debts you currently owe, or buy clothes if that's what you need, or buy shoes if that's what you need, or in my case here, work on the Jayco a little bit. I am hoping to be able to get it majority of the way done this year, so I can pick up the project next spring or summer-ish and continue from there. If I can get it to do what I want to do, then it'll be a good trailer for me for a few more years. if I can't get it to do what I need it to do, then we may be forced to make a change a little prematurely in the grand plans of the Jayco. One thing I will say is taking your time on selling items, not settling for the first lowball buyer that comes along with $10 on a $80 item kind of a thing. Not being super desperate to sell something fast. Sometimes you're able to get a decent price for an item because you're not having a massive 3-day clearance liquidation sale and kind of the last attempt out of the season. I started selling this year in late April of 2023, and it's been an interesting few months. My selling time will probably continue for another month, maybe month and a half, and then I'll probably shut her down. By the time the movers get here, take what I'm taking with me, what's left over will be like a nightstand, a TV, the leather love seat, a couple of odds and ends, and the rest of it is pretty much not really worth my time to take to sell, because I'll be sitting here waiting for people to no show, because that seems to be their way of doing things, and nothing is worse than waiting all day for somebody to show up that never does. Even when you have arranged a time to meet at, people still can't seem to be punctual for the meeting. Some of my best sales or easiest sales that I made this round was you give them your address after they say what time. They buzz the buzzer, you let them up, they pay you the cash, they take the item, you're gone. Well, they're gone. And that's been some of the easiest sales I've had to do. Some of the hardest ones are the people that do 20 questions and message you a bunch of times and want you to take e-transfer or hold it until payday or have their brother come pick it up, which always seems to be never works out anyway. However, that being said, I did have a guy who had his brother come pick up a blender. There seemed to be a bit of a language gap between him and I, but after the questions, after the demo to make sure it worked and all this stuff, he paid me the cash, and I was happy, he was happy, and went on his way. So I guess you can't write everybody off as being a scammer on Marketplace. It's kind of weird. Back in the day, back when I was in the house and I used to sell, Marketplace was always the tire kickers and the people that weren't serious. So I very seldom ever listed anything on Marketplace. I always chose the other classified site that is all across Canada. Well, this time around I haven't sold a single item off this other site at all. I had a couple of inquiries, a couple of bites, a couple can you hold it till payday. I had somebody trying to sell me something other than what I was trying to sell, so that was kind of odd. Like, no, not interested. And all of my sales have been from Marketplace. This time around, like I said, starting months earlier, it gives a person time to slowly sort through things, slowly find items to sell, find the right buyers. It's less of a panic, less of an issue, less of a hassle. You don't feel that you gave away, thousands of dollars in items for pennies on the dollar. As it was, you did, because replacement cost is unbelievable, especially now. Kicking yourself for years because you sold a plasma cutter, a good quality plasma cutter, not a cheap one, for way less than it was even worth. table saw, your MIG welder for pennies on the dollar, just because you didn't want to haul it up to the apartment and keep it in storage for a few years. I don't think I'll buy a plasma cutter in the near future again. At least not until, well, if I ever get my grand vision. But that could be 10 to 20 years from now, and by then, who knows, right? The welder is kind of one of those things that I would like to have, but it's not essential. I did purchase a smaller table saw here last year, and of course, the way life goes, I haven't even got a chance to use it yet. So I guess for the amount that I paid for it, compared to the same saw brand new, I got a pretty good deal on a virtually new saw, just missing the cardboard box. But little bit of an idea that I had kicking around in my head that I thought that I would share. It is what it is, and around we go. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's Vlogs. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.